Welcome to another Stock Talk. Today's April 26th at 4:24 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to go through today. Thank you for all the tickers that were submitted in the comments or you guys messaging me yesterday. We'll go through most of them. If you guys can limit to one ticker per person, because we do have a lot to go through. And today, it was a very good day, interesting day for the markets, and there are some important developments that came up. So let's get right to it on the SPY. Thank you everyone for those comments and the likes on the videos. It's been especially motivational for me. So keep it up. Thank you very much. Keep on subscribing. Here's SPY on the 180-day chart, right? We talked about a support area at 261.45, right? Why was this a support area? Looking at the 1-year chart for SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, we saw that at this area, it gapped up. And the gap up area is where the markets would like to trade in. And in fact, we did trade this, and this was the support at 261.45 at the gap up area. So yesterday, we left off talking about we were looking for a reversal, but we didn't have a very definitive confirmation yet. Why did I say that? Okay, yes, we formed a tail candle testing the support here. Okay, that's good confirmation. We have another tail candle, another small tail candle. Okay, those are all good confirmations, but I was looking for maybe another double test of the bottom. I was looking for even a possibility of this testing 258, because that would be more definitive to me in terms of, or even a longer tail, more definitive that that was in fact a support. But at the very least, we were on the lookout for a reversal pattern. And today, we got the reversal confirmation. Okay, now I want to show you guys something really interesting. Maybe you guys have seen it, maybe you haven't. That's why I'm showing it to you guys. So here we go. I'm going to show you, I'm going to mark in this circle where whenever we make a turn. So we made a turn down, now we're making a turn back up. Here we're reversing back down. Okay, here we're reversing back up, back down. Here's this long sideways consolidation, right? Here we went back up, we came down over here just a couple days ago, and now we're reversing over here. Okay, let's take a look at this pattern, guys. Major sell-off, recovery, smaller sell-off, recovery. Major sell-off, recovery, smaller sell-off, recovery. Is that any surprise why the market is doing this? And this makes a lot of sense. If the market in fact is doing this, let's take a look at what exactly is going on. Looking at this high, right? This high pretty much corresponds to this high, which means this high should be possibility. There's a possibility of it going higher than this high. Where is the market being attracted to? This area up here. The market is getting attracted to the 271 area on the SPY. Now, why is that, right? Why isn't it somewhere up here? Or why is it somewhere lower? Well, let's take a look on the 180-day chart. We said that there was a resistance, right, at 271.36, which was the breakdown area at this point, right? It was the start of the breakdown candle. Therefore, we would expect a resistance, and we did find a resistance a couple of days ago, last week, at that area before we started this small retreat. The market, so this is the resistance area. The long-term resistance area is this slanted, that's moving lower highs, that's slanted towards the bottom. These are where the two lines converge. The markets are attracted to where these resistance lines are. Right? Okay, so you guys might see another resistance line. This is resistance line 268.55. Now ask yourself, why did I draw that in like yesterday or 2 days ago? Well, this was the start of the breakdown area, right? So is this a major resistance area? No. The markets can easily climb over this resistance. I just wanted to show you guys that this may act as a resistance if there's some, sideways action tomorrow, if we do test it. Don't be so surprised, right? But I wouldn't be surprised at all if it kept going up and retesting the two. So how long? Is this actually, is this definitively going to happen? I can't say that for certain. When is that going to happen? I can't say that for certain either. But we can expect some. So let's draw this. In the next few days, we can expect some more bullish action by the markets to test that area before, well, at that point, we'll see what happens, right? But this is the extremely strong resistance, and I wouldn't be surprised if the markets are attracted to that area and that we continue this bullish short-term reversal back on the upside, okay? Yesterday, we also talked about TQQQ, or maybe 2 days ago. Why was I talking about it? Because in the past video, I said, watch TQQQ, because last video, TQQQ went down 7%, right? I was like, we're at a very good buy area. Just be on the lookout for the reversal because it happens quickly. So for people who took advantage of this opportunity today, TQQQ went up 6.2%. So great job. Oh, actually, it's trading at 151 right now. It's actually $5 higher. So you guys can see how the markets are trying to push up even right now after 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We're still trying to push up higher. So if you guys are in TQQQ, that's great. And I feel like there's still more room to run for the market, especially given the trend yesterday and today and the overall 1 year market trend that I just talked about. So TQQQ, fantastic job. And let's just briefly take a look at TVIX, which tracks volatility. So this is just one thing to look out for. Volatility is falling towards the support at $6.76. We're getting quite close to that. That's just something to monitor. It's no biggie. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts going under the support as well as we push towards the resistance area on the SPY. But what's more important is follow the trend. If the markets are bullish, you should be bullish and longing into the markets as well. So here we are. So that's what we're looking at. And then, of course, SPY with its general pattern, looks like, yeah, SPY was able to push up another $1 even after market. So, okay, we have a lot of tickers to go through, but let's go through the ETFs first. /CL. Now, you guys might have noticed /CL follows crude oil futures. And you guys notice that I've removed one of the lines. I've removed this higher high line because it's not that applicable anymore. Because what are we seeing? We are seeing consolidation at the previous resistance, which is the new support. Look at this horizontal action. This line is no longer applicable. This is more applicable, okay? I still have this line because it's showing we're making higher lows, but because that's lower, so that doesn't really matter. Crude oil is still bullish, So crude oil follows the ticker GUSH, G-U-S-H, and we talked about this last time, right? GUSH, what did we talk about yesterday? If GUSH can close over $32, that was an extremely bullish sign for crude oil. It closed at $33.22 today. So why did I say that? Let's take a look at the 3-year chart. We've taken a look at this, I think, on every time we've analyzed this video for the past few times, or every time we analyze GUSH. GUSH has been making lower highs, right? Lower high. And if we can close over $32, that would be a possible break of the major resistance, which means there's higher prices for GUSH in the future. Okay. Now, one thing to note is I am looking at the weekly chart, which makes it even more important to see where GUSH heads tomorrow. If GUSH is pushing higher tomorrow, especially I've seen this trend where the markets are pushing up and crude oil is pushing up. I mean, this is just the trend or GUSH is pushing up. This is a trend that I've just noticed. If it does start going up, we could see higher action to come. A couple things to note. 180-day chart on GUSH has shown a resistance at $33.40. Why is that the resistance? Okay, so you guys got a chance to answer in your mind. That's a resistance because this was the start of the breakdown area, right? So now we're looking for 33.50. If it can start getting above 33.50, and you guys can see that this bullish action, which I've talked about, is still occurring, then that is a very positive sign for crude oil. So I maintain that crude oil is still extremely bullish. Tomorrow is a critical day because it may tell a story for next week, possibly even 2 weeks from now. But yeah, let's be on the lookout. People have been messaging me about drip. So as GUSH is moving up, drip is moving down. And I mean, guys, like I've told you guys this, right? These boxes represent breakdown points of major supports. This is the major support. It kept going down, broke down. This was a major support. It kept going down. This was a major support. It kept going down. Guys, this was a major support. Here's another box. When you guys saw this sideways consolidation, I pointed you guys. Look, I even drew an arrow earlier today. I showed you guys. I drew an arrow for you guys to show what happened on this day when we started breaking down. We went sideways for a little while. We even went to $11.90 at this point out on this day. Does that mean anything? No, it kept going down. Does this mean anything when we're doing the sideways consolidation? No, we actually kept pulling down today. Is that a surprise? I hope it wasn't a big surprise for you guys. I'm going to remove these lines, but I just wanted to show you what was going on. I hope that wasn't a surprise, right? We aren't even hitting the 20 EMA yet, so you shouldn't even be thinking of getting into drip just yet. There's no confirmation of a reversal. Play the trend, don't hope for the trend to occur. Okay, so that's drip. So where do I see drip falling? Like if crude oil pushes higher, drip, I can see it going under $8 for certain, like for sure. That's, you know, just depends on what crude oil does. It doesn't matter what drip does, right? Okay, so let's take a look at /GC, which follows gold futures. Here's gold. Very interesting pattern. We talked about how gold had a support at around 13.27, another support at around 13.12. What have we been seeing for gold? Gold, let's look at the 180-day, which shows a little better picture, right? Here's the 20 EMA. Every time it's hit the 20 EMA, it got rejected. 20 EMA, it got rejected. And this time, the support didn't hold. So you guys might have thought that, well, that means JDST is going up, right? So a couple things to keep in mind, right? First of all, gold futures has a support around 13.12, and we're heading towards that direction. But what was I talking about in past videos about JNUG, which follows gold? Let's take a look at JNUG. This follows gold. We had a support line that was set up at $14.26. Why was that the new support? Because we said that this was a break of pattern, right? We broke, this was the past support down here. You guys can see I even drew in the past support. This was around the past resistance area, right? And I think I talked about this in yesterday's video or the day before. This was a resistance area. What's happening now? We're consolidating at the previous resistance area, which is acting as a new support. So when gold fell 0.34% today, JNUG still went up 1.47%. Ask yourself why. We're still holding this consolidation pattern. What does that say? That says that even if GC has potential to fall to 13.13 or 13.12, right? JNUG right now isn't willing to go lower than this point. That is pro JNUG right now at this point because we're still consolidating. Because this is acting as a new support. That's just something to watch out for, especially if you're in JDST and hoping and you're wondering why JDST is still going down when gold futures are going down. Okay, let's finally talk about natural gas. All these are super interesting today. Natural gas broke over its resistance at 2.806. What does that say? Does that mean I'm going to go into natural gas because it broke over the resistance? Nope, right? We're not. Why aren't we? Yes, this is a break over resistance, but we need to see a confirmation if this is the new support. Do we know this is the new support? We don't know yet because we haven't tested the support. We've gone up, but I want to see it to come down, test it, consolidate in this area, and if we can see consolidation, when it starts pushing up again, that is when we can buy into UGAZ. Right? UGAZ, which follows natural gas. Why is that so important? You can see, guys, that this has been the major resistance for the past 2 months, 3 months. And should we break over it, there are higher prices to come for natural gas, right? So for people who are in DGAZ, who jump the gun and are in DGAZ, let's take a look at DGAZ, which is the inverse of natural gas. So as natural gas is moving up, DGAZ is moving down. DGAZ has a support at $25.40. So I want to ask you guys, some people I think were messaging me and were really preemptive in thinking that this was a resistance area or a reversal area, or that this is a possible reversal area. So yes, we're at the support, but do we have any confirmation that this is a support? Look at this trend, guys. Here's the 20 EMA, the light blue line. Rejected by the 20 EMA. Rejected by the 20 EMA. Okay, it can still go up, but it can easily get rejected by the 20 EMA. So you guys might be asking, well, aren't we at the support? Isn't this green candle a confirmation of the support? Like, this is good, right? Look, this is a bigger red candle than this green candle, first of all, right? We're still on a downtrend, and natural gas futures just broke over its resistance, right? When am I looking for DGAZ for a reversal? Ask yourself, what am I looking at? I'm looking for a longer tail and for it to get pushed up. If natural gas is pushed up and then it gets plummeted down in a 4-hour candle, that will cause DGAZ with a huge tail, and then it'll get pushed all the way back up over the support line. That's a way better confirmation than what we have right now. What we have right now is some action where we're just continually falling. There's no confirmation of a DGAZ reversal. Sure, we held over the support. Does that mean anything? It doesn't mean anything if there's no confirmation. All right, so UGAZ could be a potential play. DGAZ, not a play right now. All right, finally, let's take a... Have we gone over all the ETFs? My goodness. All right, I have a ton of tickers for you guys. So let's talk about the ticker Square, okay? Square, interestingly enough, did fall to its support area at 45.60. Okay, and we made this tail candle. I'm gonna ask you guys, do you like this tail candle structure right here? When not necessarily. I don't like this tail candle structure because this isn't a very definitive sign of a reversal. Yes, it did pull up and then it kind of pulled back to its support, but this is not very definitive. Regardless, Square did go up 4.45% today with the markets. And Square is now trading over $47. Okay, it did go over $47 earlier today during market hours. So you guys can see that it traded to $47.37. So it's basically just following the market. But I still like Square in terms of its trend because we found the support here. Yes, we made a lower low this time. This is actually a little concerning. But what am I looking for on Square? Well, we have earnings coming up. So if you guys are in Square, just be a little cautious. Earnings, number one. Number two, I want to show you guys this trend on the 3-year chart. Take a look. This is Square on the 3-year chart. Okay. Here is the 20 EMA line. What are we looking at? Well, we have a green candle followed by a larger red candle. That usually means this is not a good sign, which means it is, especially because we're looking at the weekly chart, very important to see what Square does tomorrow. If Square can close to $49 to $50, that's a very good sign. If Square starts closing around $47.59 tomorrow, and it can't go up as the rest of the markets are going up, that's not a very good sign on the 3-year chart. So this is just something to watch. Of course, earnings can affect it as well. So earnings might push Square up. It might, continue the downward trend. Something to watch, but as you can see, we've bounced off the 20 EMA every single time. So we might still bounce. Okay? That is Square. Take a look at Facebook. Okay. Facebook, 180-day chart. We had earnings come up. Of course, Facebook beat earnings, and we had a surge up. So are we going to buy at this point? No, but you guys can see that we're overextended, and we've pretty much reached to its previous, breakdown area. This breakdown area, we're almost there. So the potential for profit is less, but because this was stimulated by a catalyst today, we wouldn't be surprised if it does start going a little bit lower because people like to sell on news. Okay. Talk about Apple really quick because I think you guys wanted me to look at Apple. Apple, we talked about this, right? Apple has a support at 165. It broke under the support, but we've noticed in the past that the support doesn't really, sometimes doesn't hold as well, right? It can go down, and then you were like, does this support hold up well? It doesn't hold up that well. It went all the way back down. So Apple, especially with earnings coming up, is a risky play, right? You guys there's one justification where you can be like, okay, people are already priced in because iPhone sales are down and whatnot, and I'm going to buy into the stock because just like Facebook, it's going to go start surging up because they're going to be earnings, no doubt. But again, is this a chance I'm willing to take? Not right now. Just because Facebook did that doesn't mean Apple will do that. I mean, it might do that, but it doesn't have to, right? So this is just not a chance that I would like to take, especially when we're still under the 20 EMA. We're having a hard time trying to push over this resistance, at least today. When markets went up 238 points, Apple only went up 0.35%. So this is just not a pattern that I really like. Let's talk about the next ticker, MO. Okay. So, looking at the 180-day, ask yourself, what's going on here? Downtrend. As a matter of fact, this slope is so steep, I can't even, reach my mouse over here. Right? Earnings came up. It came down even further. Why are we even looking at this one? Look at that, right? When earnings came up, it came down. We're on the downtrend so steep that my mouse can't even get to the bottom. No chance to, no sign of reversal, nothing to show I should go into it. FTK? Okay, so why was this one called out? That's kind of interesting too, but okay. We had a massive sell-off, probably due to some catalyst, I'm not sure, but this is not something to look out for, right? This is a downtrend. Yes, it was recovering, and at this point, I would like this trend. This trend looks nice, but some news came out which plummeted lower than its 1 year low. It's like this 1 year low. It is a 3 year low. Am I going to invest in something that's in 3 year low? I hope not. Okay, CRM. It was the next one that was called out. CRM. I like this pattern. Very nice. Whoever called this one out, I like it. It's making this higher low, and that we do see a big push up, 3% today. We'll probably follow the markets as well, but I like this pattern. You guys can see this is a pattern that I genuinely like. So yeah, I like this pattern. Just be cautious. We are getting up there, right? We're getting a little higher. We know that this 200 SMA has acted as a support every single time. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this trend for sure. So let me set my alert to alert me when it starts going back to this support line. When it gets back to the support line, I want to look into buying this stock. Good one to call out. I really like this pattern. You guys can see that this is a uptrend pattern, very predictable. Looking at the 1 year, yeah. Let's look at the 3 year chart. Yep, this is a very steep climb, so just be a little careful. Yeah, just be a little careful at this point because we're a little. Yeah, but you can definitely take advantage maybe of like a week of climb. We're probably not going to get this steady climb because now we're seeing some oscillations at the top. But you guys can definitely take advantage of something like this. I like it. When was the earnings for this one? Oh, okay, that's a little later. So yeah, good call out. I like it. Let me add this to my watch list. Okay, the next one you guys called out was MU at 46.46. You guys were asking, should I buy? Oh, whoop. Well, should I buy it at 46.46? Well, if you guys bought it at 46.46, that was like pretty much at the bottom. let's take a look. Yeah, so this is another one just to be a little careful on. You guys can see that this SMA, which is the 150 SMA, has acted as the resistance in the past. And as the stock is falling, right, it's on a downward trajectory. We can see that this might act as resistance. So with your potential for profit, 2% maximum at this point, but your potential for loss, it could keep trending down. And you guys can see that even if I stretch my mouse a little lower, I'm already reaching the 6 to 8% loss. That's not a good risk reward ratio to look out for. So this is not something I would actively invest in, especially if you look at this trend where on the 1 year chart, it, you know, the 20 EMA, it kind of gets rejected, the 20 EMA. We can easily see that in the next few days, right? Even though it's up 5%. Okay. Oh, and then I want to show you guys a couple of tickers that I'm also looking out for. LABU, which was one that we explored a lot in the past week. LABU has shown a support at $68, around $68. And the reason why I like this ETF, it does track biotech, is because the potential for profit is high, especially as the markets are kind of moving higher. It only went up 5% today compared to maybe TQQQ, which it went up 6%. LABU has potential to run higher, especially as markets are pulling higher. So it has potential to retest this area. That's like an 8% gain. This is just something to watch out for. It doesn't mean you guys have to go into this. I just want to make you guys aware. And then finally, Amazon and NVDA, which I pointed out. So of course, Amazon earnings came out, it beat earnings, and I think, was it yesterday's video or the day before yesterday where I talked about we're at $14.50? This stock can easily get to $1,500, so this is the one to watch out for. Well, we hit over $1,500. Whoa, we're actually over $1,600 now. So earnings came out to, looks like aftermarket today, and all of a sudden we're at $16.14. So, you know, right? I hope you guys were in Amazon. If you guys weren't, then, you know, be on the lookout. This is an all-time high, right? What should you do if you're in Amazon? Let's see. This is an all-time high. You might want to consider, I don't know. This is a hard one because Amazon 1600 might still not be overpriced. So whoever is in Amazon, great job. Look at that. Also caught out NVIDIA the past few days. NVIDIA has surged almost 4% today, right? We identified a support at 216.80, and that we know that, you know, NVIDIA still has a little time to run. Where's the resistance, guys? Without me doing the cursor, the resistance is at the 200 SMA, which is around 234. NVIDIA still has time to run. That might act as a resistance. It might keep going up as the markets are pushing higher. This is just something to watch. Note that earnings are also coming out, which may affect the stock. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like it. If you like this video, subscribe, and I will see you Sunday. There's going to be a content video that's released tomorrow, but not a stock talk, a content video. And then I'll see you guys Sunday for another market analysis. Later, and thank you everybody for all your support.